Hello, welcome to my channel and welcome to my third part of my high-end foundation face-off. So this is the final product that we're going to be putting to the test. In case you missed it, part 1 and part 2, I did a full in-depth review on 2 other foundations, one being the Lancome Teardel long-wearing foundation, and then also I did a review on the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion long-wearing foundation. So there is a common theme with all these foundations. They all are claiming to be full coverage, long wearing, and matte finish. So that's what these all have in common today. So today we are going to be doing a review on the Kat Von D locket. I know this one isn't like super new or whatever, but I've been dying to try it for the longest, and since I am doing this category, I thought I owed it to Kat Von D locket to give it a shot. So we're going to be testing this foundation out today. So if you're curious to see how this one shakes out compared to the other 2 and see a full scorecard rundown on all these 3 foundations and who wins this face off, then keep on watching. Oh, and by the way, excuse my ratchetness. Today is just one of those days, you know, just I'm not about doing my hair, I'm not about getting dressed, so this is as much as you're gonna get from me today. But let me hit you with the claims really quickly. So from what I can see on the Sephora website, not a whole lot. So the basic stuff that's calling to me that I thought would be important to talk about is it's claiming that it's a high pigment, full coverage, matte finish, 24-hour coverage. Let me check anything else. Waterproof, fade proof, transfer free. So those are all like the main basic claims. So with all that being said, let's start with the demo. So I am starting my day a little later than what I hoped, but I feel like I should still get a pretty good idea of how this is gonna wear. But it's 11:22 a.m. So I'll try to wear this as long as I can, put it to the test, and I'll see you guys later this evening. Okay, so this is the bottle. This is what the packaging looks like. So yeah, I love it. I think it's gorgeous, very unique. I have read somewhere it's designed to be like is it hypoallergenic? Is that the word? I don't know. So like it can't get cross-contaminated, or like bacteria can't get in the bottle or something like that. But anyways, I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, the packaging is very sexy. And let's see, I'm using shade medium 57 warm. Now folks, please bear with me. I know this shade is going to be too dark. This is for my weekend wear, and my self tanner is pretty much all gone, so this is gonna look bananas. I know this, but I'm going to like try to bring it down, and I just kind of want to see, this is for the whole wear experiment. We're not going based on like shades and all that crap. Sucks, but I need a fresh tan on the weekend, so I didn't want to do a self tanner right now. But okay, so let's get into it. So it is full coverage. It does seem like a thicker consistency, so I'm definitely going to be using a damp beauty blender. And yeah, so let's get the demo started. Yeah, it looks pretty thick in consistency. It's not very runny, so the shade is pretty. I know it's not going to match me right now, but I like it. It's warm, but it kind of has a yellow undertone, so I love that. Awesome coverage. So just with one dip with the beauty blender, it's pretty much comparable to the other 2 straight off the gates. So let's finish the face. So the color is looking very orange, I think. With my self tanner, if it were on, I honestly don't think it would look this orange, but since I'm so fair right now, you're definitely seeing like the orange on me. So that was one coat with the beauty blender. I'm gonna go in just a little bit more with the freckles like I always do, because I still see them a little bit, but I still think the coverage is like really good. Super pigmented, I would say this foundation is. So I'm going to do the rest of my makeup. I'm gonna be doing, you know, the same products, see how everything shakes loose, see how it cooperates with each other, and I'll be right back. Okay, so makeup's on, and really quickly, first impression, I'm loving the shade. Like, I was a little worried in the beginning when I put it on. It was looking so warm and orangey, but now that it's all on and with my makeup, I love the shade. So that is awesome. It's definitely matte, but I did notice and I did like that it had, my skin still had a little bit of like, I don't know. I guess, you know what, I think it just needed to dry is what it is, because it is matte. It did take a while to dry, so I think that's what it was. I did see kind of like a satin look to it, but once it dried down, it is matte. So, scratch that, I was tripping. But, so yeah, so far, color's good. It is a matte finish. Let's see. Oh, I gotta do my husband's shirt test. See if the shiz is transfer free. Yeah. I've done so many on here. Yeah. So it's transfer free, which is awesome. So let's see what else. Let me hit you with some pictures. Let's see how this photographs, and I'll hit you with the check-in later, and we'll go through our final rundown and the scorecard on this Kat Von D Lock-It. All right, welcome back, folks. It is, I do apologize. I wanted to wear this for longer, but I'm tired. It's been a long day for me, and I already kind of have an idea how this is wearing. So, but it is 518. So let's get to the scorecard. So number one, the coverage. I am going to rate that a 4.8 out of 5. I really like the coverage. I like that it was so pigmented, but it was a thick formula, but when you put it on, it didn't feel thick at all. I didn't feel like I was putting on like layers and layers of foundation, and I still got like really, really good coverage with it. So I really like that about the foundation. I was kind of battling with this foundation all day today. In certain lighting, I thought the color and the shade looked great on me. And then in other lighting, I look so orange, like Oompa Loompa status. Like, I felt so embarrassed. So one thing, it's definitely not my shade. I feel like if I'm having to question it that much, I don't care what kind of lighting I'm in, it's not the right shade for me. But that's my fault. So not Kat Von D, but it's not my shade. And I do think it did oxidize a little bit, so that probably didn't make matters any better. So that's the 411 on the coverage. The finish, I gave it a 3.5. It just felt very just a flat matte, and I know that's what it is, but for me, this has just been kind of a learning process for myself, and it's been super helpful, but I just don't think it looks good on me. I think it's very drying. It's just not flattering for me. So for that, I gave it a 3.5. For the third category, comfort, I gave it a 4.5. I felt like, considering the coverage and whatnot, it felt really good. Even compared to the Laura Mercier and the Lancome, I felt it a little bit in the beginning under my eyes with my Tarte Shape Tape, but I don't even feel it anymore, and I did with the other two. So I do feel like it's pretty weightless, and I don't feel like I have a lot on. So I thought that was awesome. As far as the claims for category 4, I think that they did a really great job on how they marketed it. I think that they stayed in their lane, and what they claimed, I thought it was just like on point. They didn't overpromise. They didn't say certain things, or maybe they were very careful with what they did claim, because the ones that I mentioned to you in the beginning of this tutorial, it was dead nuts. So I gave that 5 stars. As far as the photography for category 5, I gave that 4.5. I thought that it did photograph really, really nice. I just felt like I had this just like flawless canvas for the camera. So that was really nice and like fun element. Did you, my dog just farted. Did the camera get up? Ruby. Okay, and so for the wear test, so granted I did not wear it for 24 hours, not even close to that, but I can kind of see like how it's wearing on me, and we'll try to zoom you in so you can see. But like I said previously, it does feel very drying on me, and in certain areas around my nose. So certain areas around my nose, like I really don't think it's that bad, but if I'm gonna be like, you know, nitpicky, I think from far away, like it looks awesome and it's holding up so good. But I'm just noticing it's starting to look a little cakey right here. I am getting some creasing in my smile line, similar to the Laura Mercier. I don't even think it's as bad as Laura Mercier, but I am getting the creasing. And even like, let me see if I can show you. Look at my smiles, like my smile lines. Like that is, like, not that I'm gonna be doing that, but I can notice that, and like, it makes it look like I have old lady skin. So yeah, so that's something that's a big drawback for me. So that is the scorecard for my Kat Von D. I did enjoy the product. I do think it's a great product for certain people. I think it'd be great like if you're going out at night and you want to be matte and locked and loaded and flawless, then I think that this is a very good candidate for somebody in that type of market for foundation. But for like everyday, I just think it's just a little too intense for my own personal preference, but that's just kind of what I've taken away with the foundation. But this pretty much sums up the whole showdown. I've done 3 full reviews on these foundations. So if you want to see how these all scored out against each other and which one I picked as my favorite, then keep watching. So we're gonna start with the scorecards and we're gonna bring them up. So the first one that I'm gonna discuss, we're gonna bring it up, the scorecard for the Laura Mercier, the Flawless Fusion. I think it's Flawless Fusion long wearing, you got it, foundation. So the tally on that scorecard, it came to 24.5 stars. And for the second product that I'm going to talk about, the Laura Mercier, or no, I'm sorry, the Kat Von D, is it Locket? Like totally like blanking. Foundation. That one came to, let me see, 26.3 stars. And the winner, the victor of my foundation face-off is my Lancome Teodel long wearing foundation. That one came in, squeaked in at 26.8 stars. So pretty much, I mean, I think there was some positives and cons to all these foundations. If you really want to hear more in depth and you haven't seen the other reviews, I'll put the links below so you can see it more in depth. But for me, I think what really was the biggest deciding factor was the finish of the Lancome. The Lancome, it just, I think maybe because it was more of a velvet matte, it just gave my skin more life. It made me still matte. It still had the long wearing element, but I just still had this kind of like a luminous type of like, just a finish to my skin. It's hard to explain, but in person, I think it just looked so beautiful, and it photographed like bomb ski. So I think that one, just for those reasons, it did have its cons, like I mentioned, but I just think for that reason, I think it's just a beautiful, beautiful foundation. So that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little segment that I'm trying here. It was definitely helpful for myself. I kind of like learned through this whole process, that I really don't think I'm a big matte girl, a big matte finish girl, and I thought I was. And after going through this really in-depth process, I really learned something about myself and about my skin. So I thought it was helpful for me, and I hope it was helpful for you. And if you did like something like this, I can do more. I was thinking maybe doing more of like a Luminous segment. We could do a drugstore segment. So if you're interested in any of those, please give it a thumbs up. You're more than welcome to comment below any suggestions. I'd love to hear from you guys. And I'll see you on the next one.